So I've been rewatching all 189 Phineas and Ferb episodes, because I don't have a life. And during this rewatch, one episode really stood out from the rest. And that episode was Night of the Living Pharmacist. This episode is fantastic and easily the creepiest episode of the entire show. And yet, not enough people are talking about it. So today, I'm gonna change that by making a review/video essay on why I think this is not only a great episode, but also the scariest and most underrated episode of the whole show. So let's dive in. The episode begins with some amazing opening credits that really set the tone of the episode through the cool imagery and the great bombastic music that switches from being triumphant to terrifying really smoothly. So in this episode, Isabella wants to earn her emotional bravery patch, which is actually a patch I earned by watching the finale of Playing with Fire without crying. But for her to earn this patch, she has to tell Phineas she has a crush on him. But she doesn't get a chance to tell him because Phineas builds this device that turns your skin to rubber and they all go bouncing around the town. We also learn that the mayor is unveiling a new water tower that Dr. Doofenshmirtz plans to sabotage by using the Repulsivinator. Wait, Repulsivinator? That's Repulsivinator. That used to be what people used to call me. I'm just kidding. They still do. So later, Isabella visits the Fireside Girls and they sing a song to help encourage her to tell Phineas her feelings. And of course, I would never, ever, ever admit to really liking this song and playing it on repeat and learning all of the words to it. Of course, I would never admit to that. But...
You better jump right.
Okay, so now let's move on to the part where this episode gets... scary. And it all starts when Doofenshmirtz blasts the mayor with his Repulsivinator. Wait, that was not a very good Doofenshmirtz impression, was it?
Oh, he's gonna be repulsive now. I get it, repulsive, I see. That's just the universe making a joke at my expense.
So yeah, the Repulsivinator turns the mayor into Doofenshmirtz, but it gets much worse. When this Doofenshmirtz touches another person, it also turns them into Doofenshmirtz, and the cycle continues. And they begin to infect everyone in Danville.
Lots of me. No! Lots of me. Lots of me.
They even get the giant floating baby head. No, not him. Or her. Or whatever that thing is. So Phineas and his friends see this invasion happening. But they learn thanks to their now rubber skin, they can't be infected unless the effect wears off. So the effect starts wearing off. So Phineas and the gang run home and lock themselves in their house as the apocalypse begins. Or the doof-apocalypse. They lose water, power, service, and then they watch their parents get turned into doofs, leaving the kids all alone and trapped. And all of this just makes this episode feel like it has more weight, and you begin to feel the seriousness of the situation.
Agent P, do not come to headquarters. It is life or doof situation. Auka has fallen. I repeat, Auka has. Good luck, Agent P. Good luck.
Lots of me.
But eventually Phineas and his gang sneak over to the Fireside Girls cabin, and they find out that the ray that caused this doof-apocalypse came from, wouldn't you know it, Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated! I have a beautiful singing voice. So the crew heads to Doof Tower, and we get to see the repercussions of Auka falling. That being creepy doof animal monster things. And creepy doof monster And creepy doof monster animal things is such a creative idea, and it allows for our characters to actually get to fight Alka agents, but luckily they're able to win the fight when they decide they're not going to follow PETA's rules. Also, Candace and Vanessa get trapped in Doof Tower, and they try to escape without getting doofified. And both of them together have such a fun dynamic, and I love seeing them working together to try to escape. And next we see Phineas's crew trying to get into Doof Tower, but as they're trying to get in, some of the Fireside Girls get surrounded and they get doofified, and it is freaking creepy. And then right after watching that, you watch Baljeet and Buford get turned. And you slowly watch their crew get smaller and smaller, and it adds a lot of tension seeing the main characters of the show get picked off one by one. And you really don't know who will be next, because you feel like they're all in danger. So now Phineas's crew meets up with Vanessa and Candace's crew, and they realize that water turns people back to normal. So they're going to use the new water tower to undoofify everyone. And if you're thinking that that's a little convenient, then, I mean, you're right, and even the show admits it.
But we need some kind of conductor that neutralizes it.
Well, water neutralizes static.
Yes, water should change everyone back.
Isn't that a bit of a leap?
No, I'm a scientist. I'm gonna go with him on that.
So next, they all begin constructing their plan and a way to get over to the water tower. And I think that's another reason why I love this episode so much. It's an ensemble, and most of the characters of the show get a moment to shine. And it's so cool to see all the characters together working to save the day. But eventually, the Doofenshmirtzes find them, and they attack, and we watch Candace get doofified.
Candace!
Lots of me.
No!
Well, that was bad, but at least Perry's okay, right? Well, I'm never gonna sleep again. I think that is easily the creepiest transformation of the whole episode. Just the morphing of the face and that creepy voice. It all gets under your skin. Okay, so we lost Candace, and we lost Perry. But at least Vanessa's still okay. Oh, come on! Eventually, Phineas, Ferb, and Isabella all make it to the water tower stairs, and they bolt up them as all the Doofenshmirtz are slowly crawling up in to chase them. And this chase up the water tower is maybe the most claustrophobic I've ever felt in a cartoon. The way they're quickly trying to crawl up these tight spaces as the Doofenshmirtz are following them and reaching out to grab them is honestly so tense. And because we've witnessed all those other characters die, we feel like they are in real danger here. And then they get to the top of the water tower, and Isabella is so genuinely scared she could die, she just tells Phineas she has a crush on him. And then, right after she admits to liking him, she has to watch him get brutally transformed into Doofenshmirtz right in front of her, leaving the entire world's fate up to her. Dang, this episode's dark. So Isabella rushes to the sprinkler to try to hit the button to start it. Sorry, I guess I was just on the edge of my seat there. So I fell off. That wasn't in the script, I just thought that was funny. But seriously, I was on the edge of my seat because I was so invested in the story and the characters, and the stakes were so high, I honestly didn't know what was gonna happen. But right before she fully turns, she manages to hit the button and save the day. Hip hip! Hooray! But then it's revealed that after they all turned back, Phineas can't remember that Isabella said she liked him. And I'm sorry, that's lazy writing. That's lazy writing. They basically did the same thing they did in Second Dimension. She admits her feelings, and then they just erase their minds. It's a perfect example of the writers trying to have their cake and eat it too. If you want to do these things, then do them. Don't just backtread on them immediately. You can't just set up things, pay them off, and then just erase it all. It's just cheap. But other than that one aspect, I think this episode is perfect. And that's why I think it is such a shame that it is not talked about more. I think this episode is genuinely scary at times. I mean, do I have to show you that Perry clip again? I mean, geez. And I think it is so creepy because it's just so well made. From the directing, to the writing, to the animation, to just not being afraid to show characters nearly die. It's all just so much darker than a normal episode, and I just absolutely love it for that. So if you haven't seen this episode, and you also don't have a life like me, you should go check it out, because I promise you won't be disappointed. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and if you want to subscribe,
You better jump right to it.
get it? Because that's from the song from the episode. And I definitely don't have that song memorized or anything weird. I mean, I don't know any of the words except for the ones I just said, because I don't have it memorized. I'm not weird, and I don't have that song memorized. What do you know? But you know, this episode did get me wondering, wouldn't it be crazy if there were lots of me?
Yeah, you're right. That would be crazy.
Who are you?
I'm, actually, I gotta go. Actually, I gotta be somewhere.
Okay, see ya. What a weirdo. You know, at first I thought he sort of looked like me, but then I noticed he had a hat on, so he didn't really look like me, so. What a strange guy. Wait, was that the guy who put me in the closet?
Lots of me, lots of me, lots of me, lots of me. At first I was thinking, hey, this is great, but there's more of me than even I can tolerate. Plus now I really notice I should lose some weight. Get a shave, get a trim, exfoliate. Lots of me, lots of me, lots of me, lots of me.